Now let us solve another problem. So here X and Y are partners sharing profits and losses equally in the sense 1:1. So they are sharing the profits equally and losses equally. The balance sheet is given below and the adjustments are given. So we need to prepare realization account, partners capital account and bank account. So before preparing the realization account, let us once again try to remember the 5 items that we will not record in the realization account. So what are the items will not record in the realization accounts? We have solved the 3 problems and have said these 5 items regularly, repeatedly in the 3 sums also. So once again I'll say it, remember it, this is very important thing to understand, and this sum will compulsory come in the examination. I can easily score 12 marks. So we'll not record cash in hand or bank, will not record partners capital, will not record reserve or general fund, will not record any profit or loss given on the asset or liability side of balance sheet, and will not record partners personal loan. Okay, so now let us prepare the realization account. So in the realization account, we'll not record these 5 items. So we'll not record the bank and will not record partners capital, will not record reserve fund. Here they have given their 2 loans are mentioned in the balance sheet, X loan and Ace loan. Now here X is a partner, so we will not record X loan, but will record Ace loan because A is not the partner of the company. So now let us prepare the realization account. So what is the first step in the preparation of realization account? The first step is to record all the assets from the asset side of balance sheet to the debit side of realization account except cash in hand or any profit given in the balance sheet. So let us record the assets. So we'll record bills receivable 4,000, bills receivable 4,000, debtors. So we'll record the debtor which is inside the column, that is 28,000 is the debtors, will record on the asset side, and this provision 2,000 will record on the credit side of the realization account because it's like a liability. A provision is created on debtors, so that will be written on the credit side. So debtors, let us record on the debit side. Debtors, the amount is 28,000. Many of us mistake and will write this 26,000. No, we should write this 28,000. Then provision, we should write on the credit side, provision 2,000 rupees. Okay. Then we'll record stock 40,000. Stock 40,000. Investment 12,000. Furniture 14,000, machinery 20,000, and buildings 40,000. So now we have recorded all the assets. Now we should record all the liabilities from the balance sheet. So now let us record the liabilities. So creditors will record 20,000. Creditors 20,000. Bills payable 6,000. I will not record X loan because that is partner's personal loan. Will record Ace loan 5,000. Ace loan 5,000. Then will not record reserve fund and capital. So we have completed our step 1 and step 2 we have recorded all the assets and liabilities. Now let us realize the asset, that is the third step. So let us make a head blank. For realizing the assets, we have to see the additional information given below the balance sheet. So here the assets realized, they have given the direct value, so we have to write the direct value. So bills receivable is 3,800. So bills receivable 3,800. Then debtors 25,800. Debtors 25,800. Stock 39,000. Then machinery 19,000. Machinery 19,000. And last buildings 50,000. Okay, now more information on the assets. Investments were taken over by X at rupees 10,000. Now the investment is an asset and asset is taken over by the X. Now X is also a partner. So now asset is taken over by a partner. We will write the relevant partner's capital account in the credit side of the realization account. If any liability was taken over, we would have recorded on the debit side of realization account under that partner's capital account. Now here the investments are taken over by X. So we will write X capital account. He took over the investments for 10,000. Now then again furniture was taken over by Y at 12,000. So furniture is also an asset, Y is also a partner. Now Y is taking over the asset of the firm, so we will record on the realization account in the credit side. So we will write as Y's capital account. So what amount he took? He took for 12,000. So 12,000. Now let us see all the assets are realized or what. So bills receivable is realized, debtors is realized, stock is realized, investment is also realized because it is taken over by X, furniture also realized because it is taken over by Y, machinery realized, and buildings also realized. So all the assets are realized. So let us total these. So 3,800 plus 25,800 plus 39,000 plus 19,000 plus 50,000 will give you 1,37,600. So we have completed our third step, that we have realized the assets, and if a partner has taken over the asset, we have recorded on the credit side of realization account. Now our fourth step is to pay the liabilities. So let us record as bank and let us see the additional information. So no information is given on the liabilities. So in the question only assets they have said, nothing they have given, no single information is given about the liabilities. Now what we should do? When question only has not given us the information of liabilities, then what should we do? How should we prepare the realization account? So what we have to do is, if it's not mentioned in the questions, then we have to pay all the liabilities with the same amount. So whatever the amount is given in the balance sheet, with the same amount we have to pay all the liabilities. So now let us pay the liabilities. Okay, so we have to record all these liabilities again here. Now we'll not record provision. Why? Because provision is created on debtors, so that is not a liability that we have to pay to the outsiders. So provision will not be recorded, the provision will not be paid off. So leaving provision, everything we have to record as it is. So we'll record creditors 20,000, bills payable 6,000, ACE loan 5,000. So total this 20,000 plus 6,000 is 26,000. 26,000 plus 5,000 is 31,000. Okay, so no information about liabilities is given in the additional information. So what we have to assume, that all the liabilities were paid off with the value that was in the balance sheet. Okay, so we have recorded the things. Now let us see anything is left. Yes, dissolution expenses 2600. So this will be recorded on the debit side of the realization account. So under the head of bank, we will record realization expenses. What is the value of realization expenses? Is 2600. So now we have recorded everything. Now let us total the credit and the debit side and see we are getting profit or loss. So it's better to calculate the credit side because maximum side, the credit side will be the greater. So 2000 plus 20,000 plus 6,000 plus 5,000 plus 1,37,600 plus 10,000 plus 12,000 will give you 1,92,600. So this value will give you. So leave some gap and write 1,92,600. Okay, now let us see the debit side, what total we are getting. So 4,000 plus 28,000 plus 40,000 plus 12,000 plus 14,000 plus 20,000 plus 40,000 plus 31,000 and last 2,600 will give you 1,91,600, but the credit side total is 1,92,600. Since the credit side is greater than the debit side, so there is a profit of rupees 1,000 rupees. This profit is transferred to partners capital account. So now who are our partners? Our partners are X and Y. So now X and Y are sharing profits and losses equally. So whatever the profit we get, we have to share among them equally. So X is our partner, Y is our partner, and we have got profit of 1,000. Now they are sharing profit and losses equally. Half of 1,000 is 500. So they will get 500 and 500. Now we have prepared the realization account. Now let us prepare partners capital account. So in partners capital account, the 5 items that we have not recorded in the realization account, in that 5 items we will record partners capital, any reserve fund is given, or any profit or loss given on the liability side or the asset side. So now here partners capital is given and reserve fund is given. Okay, so no profit or loss on the asset side or liability side. So let us record first the capitals, that is nothing but on the credit side balance brought down. So what is the amount? X has bought 50 and Y also 50. So X 50,000, Y 50,000. Okay, now we have recorded the capital. Now let us record the reserve fund. So reserve fund is 30,000. Now this 30,000 should be distributed among X and Y, and they are sharing profits and losses equally. So this 30,000, X will get 15,000 and Y will get 15,000. So let us record in partners capital account reserve fund. X will get 15,000 and Y will get 15,000. So okay, so two things we have recorded. Now what we have to check, we have to record profit or loss on realization. So we have got profit of 500 and 500 each of X and Y. This we have to record individually in the partners capital account. Since it is in the debit side of the realization account, since we have got profit, so we will record in the credit side of partners capital account as realization 500 and 500. Okay, so we have recorded. Now let us see anything is mentioned of partners capital in the realization account. So yeah, so we have written here as X capital and Y's capital. So this both should be recorded in the partners capital account. Now since it is on the credit side of the realization account, we have to record it in the debit side of partners capital account as X capital and Y's capital, and we have to write the amount to their corresponding columns. So now let us record. First is X capital. So we'll record in the head of X, the amount is 10,000 rupees. Why we are recording this? Because he took over the asset. If we had taken over the liability, we would have recorded on the credit side. Okay. So we have written of X. Now let us write of Y's. Y's capital. So he had taken over the furniture for 12,000. So we'll record this 12,000 under the Y's column. Okay. So we have recorded all the necessary things that had to be recorded in the partner's capital account. Now let us total. So we have to total the credit side first. So 50,000 plus 15,000 will give you 65,000. 65,500 is 65,500. So this Y is also same, 50,000 plus 15,000 plus 500 is nothing but 65,500. So here also we need to get so much amount. We have to tally it. So now let's minus. We'll write it under bank. This amount should be transferred to the bank account of partners. So it will be 55,500 and 65,500 minus 12,000 is 53,500. So we have recorded this. Now let us prepare the last account, that is bank account. So in the bank account, what will we record? In bank account, in these 5 items, 3 items should be recorded in the partner's capital. Now the remaining 2, that is cash in hand and partner's personal loan, that should be recorded in the cash account. So now since bank value is given on the credit side, so we'll record in the debit side of cash account or bank account. So that is nothing but balance brought down. So what is the value of the cash? It's rupees 10,000 rupees. So 10,000. Now one more thing is partner's personal loan. So now in this question there is a partner's personal loan, that is X loan. X is a partner and his loan is nothing but his personal loan. So X loan is 5,000. So this we will record in the credit side of bank, because that is given in the debit side of balance sheet. So we'll record in the credit side. So X loan is, so what is the value of X loan? It's rupees 5,000. So X loan is 5,000. So we have recorded all the things given in the balance sheet. Now let us see the realization account and partners capital account. Wherever the bank is mentioned, we have to write that amount opposite in the bank account. So first let us see the realization account where bank is mentioned. So in the realization account, on the credit side there is a bank and the value is 1,37,600. So since the bank is in the credit side, we'll write in the debit side of bank account, as we are taking it from the realization account. So we'll write realization. So the amount was 1,37,600. Okay. Now let's see where more bank is mentioned. So yes, it is mentioned on the debit side. Bank, 2 banks are there. So let us record individually. So first bank is 31,000. Since it is in the debit side, so we'll write on the credit side. So realization. So what was the value given there? It was 31,000. So one more bank is there, that value is nothing but 2,600. That also will record on the opposite side, that is the credit side. So realization 2,600. Now nothing is there in the realization account. All the 3 banks, that was this and this, we have recorded. So now let us see in the partners capital account. Here only one bank is there, our X and Y. So this amount should be recorded individually in the bank account. So since it is in the debit side, so we'll record in the credit side individually as X capital and Y's capital. So X capital and Y's capital. So what is X capital? It's 55,500 and Y's capital is 53,500. So now let's just tally the bank account. So first preferable is to tally the debit side. 1,37,600 plus 10,000 will give you 1,47,600. Now let us tally the credit side. So 5,000 plus 31,000 plus 2,600 plus 55,500 plus 53,500 will give you 1,47,600. This means since the debit side and the credit side is tallying, that means our sum is correct.